She was just a kid, head down, scribbling equations in a cramped classroom. Her teacher, Ed, faced and furious, snatched her homework, slapped it onto the desk, and screamed, "This is trash." The whole class froze. That black girl, humiliated, felt her dreams crack. But what if I told you that same girl, years later, stood on a global stage, her name etched on a Nobel Prize, and the kicker, that teacher tried to steal her glory? Buckle up, this story of betrayal, grit, and jaw-dropping revenge will leave you speechless. Picture this, it's 2005, a small high school in Chicago's South Side. The air smells like chalk dust and teenage angst. Our girl, Aisha, is 16, quiet but fierce, with a mind that hums like a supercomputer. She's black, from a neighborhood where dreams often get swallowed by the streets. Her mom works double shifts at a diner. Her dad's long gone. But Aisha, she's got a notebook full of equations, ideas that could rewrite the laws of physics. She's not just smart, she's a once-in-a-generation genius, but no one sees it. Not yet. In her physics class, there's a mess. Carter, a teacher with a reputation. She's the kind who smiles at the white kids in the front row, but glares at Aisha in the back. Aisha's used to it, being invisible unless she's being criticized. She pours her heart into her homework, sketching theories about quantum entanglement that even college professors would struggle to grasp. One day, she turns in a paper that's pure fire, pages of calculations that could shift how we understand the universe. She's nervous but proud, waiting for MS Carter to notice. Then it happens. MS Carter holds up Aisha's paper in front of the class. "This," she sneers, "is what happens when you don't try." She slaps the paper onto Aisha's desk, the sound echoing like a gunshot. The class laughs, some nervously, others cruelly. Aisha's face burns. She wants to disappear. It's not even worth grading. MS Carter says, tossing it aside. Aisha's heart sinks. She spent weeks on that work, pouring her soul into every number. But worse than the humiliation, MS Carter keeps the paper. Aisha never sees it again. That moment sticks with her. It's not just about the homework. It's about being told she's nothing. That her ideas, her brilliance, don't matter because of who she is. She goes home that night and cries into her pillow, but something shifts. A fire ignites. Aisha vows she'll prove them all wrong. She starts studying harder, sneaking into libraries after hours, teaching herself from textbooks she can't afford. She's not just chasing grades. She's chasing redemption. Meanwhile, MS Carter's life goes on. She's a mediocre teacher with a chip on her shoulder, always talking about her big break in academia. She's got a PhD, but no real accomplishments, and it eats at her. Aisha's paper, though, it's sitting in her desk drawer. At first, she keeps it to mock it later, but then she reads it, really reads it, and her jaw drops. This isn't just good. It's revolutionary. Ideas that could change science forever. Ideas she could never dream up herself. Fast forward 5 years. Aisha's in college now, on a full scholarship to MIT. She's still quiet, still driven, still carrying that scar from high school. She's working on a physics project that's turning heads. Her professors call her a prodigy. She's developing a new theory on quantum entanglement, one that could unlock secrets about black holes. It's her life's work, built on the same ideas she scribbled in that high school notebook. She's pouring everything into it, but she's haunted by that day in class. What if she's not enough? What if someone tries to take it away again? Back in Chicago, MS Carter's career is stalling. She's still teaching, still bitter, but now she's got a side hustle, publishing papers to climb the academic ladder. One day, she pulls out Aisha's old homework from her drawer. It's yellowed, creased, but the equations are still there, glowing with potential. She starts typing them up, tweaking a few words, slapping her name on it. She submits it to a prestigious journal, claiming it as her own. The paper gets noticed fast. Scientists are buzzing. This could be a game changer. MS Carter basks in the attention, telling everyone it's her life's work. Aisha, meanwhile, is grinding at MIT. She's presenting her research at a conference when a professor pulls her aside. "Your work is brilliant," he says, but it sounds familiar. He shows her MS Carter's published paper. Aisha's blood runs cold. It's her equations, her ideas, word for word. Her high school homework stolen. She feels like she's back in that classroom, the slap of her paper echoing in her mind. But this time, it's not just humiliation, it's theft. Her future, her legacy, is being ripped away by the same woman who crushed her spirit. Aisha's first instinct is to give up. She's fought so hard to get here, and now this. But that fire from high school reignites. She's not that 16-year-old anymore. She starts digging. She finds her old notebooks, emails, and drafts from high school. Proof her ideas were hers. She contacts the journal, but they're skeptical. MS. Carter's a teacher with a PhD. Aisha's just a student. The odds are stacked against her. The journal demands evidence, and Aisha's got to fight to be heard. The suspense builds as Aisha tracks down old classmates, begging them to remember that day in class. Most don't want to get involved, but one, a quiet kid who sat next to her, agrees to testify. He saw a mess. Carter take the paper. Aisha also finds an old email she sent to herself, time-stamped with her original equations. It's flimsy, but it's something. She's racing against time, a mess. Carter's paper is gaining traction, and she's being invited to speak at conferences, even nominated for awards. Aisha's stomach churns every time she sees a mess. Carter's name in the news, tied to her work. The conflict peaks when Aisha confronts a mess. Carter at a university event. It's a packed auditorium, scientists and students buzzing with excitement. Aisha stands up during the Q&A, her voice shaking but clear. "Those ideas are mine," she says, holding up her old notebook. The room goes silent. MS. Carter laughs it off, calling Aisha delusional. But the cracks in her story start to show. Aisha's evidence is thin, but her passion is undeniable. Whispers spread. People start asking questions. The journal launches an investigation, and MS. Carter's world begins to crumble. The investigation is a roller coaster. Aisha's evidence is scrutinized, and MS. Carter fights back, hiring a lawyer and spinning a story about how Aisha was just a student who helped with the research. Aisha's forced to relive every moment of that high school humiliation, now in front of strangers judging her worth. She's up against a system that trusts credentials over truth, and MS. Carter's got the upper hand, but Aisha's not alone anymore. Her mighty professors rally behind her, impressed by her tenacity. One classmate, now a journalist, starts digging into a mess. Carter's past and finds a pattern. Other students who felt dismissed. Ideas that mysteriously ended up in her papers. The emotional stakes climb higher. Aisha's mom, who's watched her daughter fight through years of doubt, becomes her rock. Late night phone calls with her mom keep Aisha grounded, reminding her why she's fighting, not just for herself, but for every kid who's been told they're not enough. The audience feels Aisha's pain, her rage, her hope. Every setback, another rejection from the journal, another smug interview from MS. Carter feels like a punch. But every small win, like a professor vouching for her or a viral social media post about her story, keeps her going. Then comes the double twist. Aisha discovers MS. Carter didn't just steal her high school paper. She's been sitting on another of Aisha's ideas, one she submitted in a science fair that MS. Carter judged. It's a second paper unpublished, but it's the key to Aisha's Nobel-worthy theory. Aisha realizes MS. Carter's been planning to publish this one too, waiting for the right moment. This betrayal cuts deeper. It's not just theft. It's a calculated plan to erase Aisha's legacy. The audience is on edge. Will Aisha get justice before MS? Carter steals everything. Aisha's team grows. A lawyer takes her case pro bono, moved by her story. A hacker friend ethically, of course, digs into MS. Carter's old emails, finding a draft of the stolen paper with Aisha's name still on it. Proof MS. Carter tried to cover her tracks. The evidence mounts, but the journal's still hesitant. They don't want a scandal. Aisha's forced to go public, posting her story online. It goes viral, sparking outrage. People share their own stories of being dismissed, stolen from, or silenced. Aisha becomes a symbol of fighting back against injustice, but the pressure is crushing. She's getting threats, hate mail, and doubts creep in. What if she loses everything? The climax hits at a second confrontation, this time at a major scientific conference. Aisha's invited to present her evidence, but MS. Carter's there too, still claiming the work as hers. The room is electric. Scientists, reporters, students, all watching. Aisha lays out her case, her voice steady now, her old notebook in hand. She talks about that day in high school, the slap of her paper, the laughter, the shame. She doesn't just present facts. She tells her story, raw and real. The audience is gripped, some in tears. MS. Carter tries to interrupt, but her lies unravel. The journal finally retracts her paper, and the truth comes out. Aisha's the real genius. It's 2025, and Aisha's standing on a stage in Stockholm, accepting the Nobel Prize in Physics. Her theory on quantum entanglement has rewritten science, and her name is everywhere. Not MS. Carter's. The twist. MS. Carter's career is over, exposed as a fraud. But Aisha didn't just win. She found the second paper MS. Carter tried to steal and published it herself, cementing her legacy. The audience learns that Aisha's fight wasn't just about science. It was about proving no one can silence you if you keep fighting. Her mom's in the front row, crying. The crowd roars, but here's the final gut punch. Aisha dedicates her prize to every kid who's been told they're not enough. She's started a foundation to fund young scientists from marginalized communities, ensuring no one else has their work stolen. The camera pans to her old notebook, now in a museum, a symbol of her triumph. So, what do you think? Have you ever had someone try to take credit for your work, or felt like you had to fight to be seen? Drop your story in the comments. I read every single one. And if this hit you hard, smash that like button and subscribe for more stories of justice and redemption. Let's keep Aisha's fire alive.